Hello everyone, it is Monday, and that means it's time for another draft video. As you can see, I did a poll on YouTube, which is a cool new thing that you can do, to see what you guys wanted to see me draft from now until Rivals of Ixalan comes out, and the majority of you said Vintage Cube. It is interesting, though, that almost half said they wanted at least a little bit of Ixalan, but I do think I'm just going to do Vintage Cube because I've already done so many Ixalan drafts. So we're going to be doing Vintage Cube today. We'll be doing it for a few weeks. I'm going to not do any draft videos the week that Rivals of Ixalan is fully spoiled and just be bringing you guys limited review videos every single day. But for the next few weeks, we're going to be doing Vintage Cube because that's what people voted for. So I am admittedly nowhere near an expert on Vintage Cube. I think I've drafted it a total of once. A lot of the time, you know, I just keep drafting whatever the format, the paper format is. But everyone tells me Vintage Cube's a lot of fun and I need to draft it more, and that poll further bears that out. So we're going to be doing Vintage Cube. I am not going to be an expert on it or nearly as knowledgeable as I am about other formats where I do a whole set review, but I'm going to try my best. I'm sure many of you will help me along the way, and we'll get better. You'll sort of see me progress in this format as things go on. So, yeah, so cards are strong. You know, this pack is just, like, insane. That's how cubes are. And it's so hard for me, I mean, you know, just being honest here, knowing what I should take out of a pack that has Liliana of the Veil, Wormcoil Engine, not to mention Stormbreath Dragon. Avenger of Zendikar is great if you're trying to ramp into stuff. You know, all the cards in this pack are good, though. I mean, I know Signets are good, Ramping's good. I think I'm probably going to take Wormcoil Engine. It lets me stay open. I'll play it no matter what deck I end up in. The main thing you want to do in this format, I say, again, as someone who's not an expert, is do busted things as quickly as possible. And yeah, Signets help you do that, but Wormcoil Engine, if we can get it into play early, it's insane. I do like Liliana a lot, but I feel like she's a little less good here than she would be like in Modern, for example. And Sword of Temptation is very strong too, but I'm going to take the colorless card here. Balance also really good, by the way. This, you know, these packs are just crazy. But, you know, there's like a mono-red deck that can sort of punish people trying to do insane things. But you can mostly do insane things. There's a Splinter Twin here. I could take that and think about trying to make the Splinter Twin deck. There are multiple creatures that work well with it. Treachery is obviously very strong. It, you know, steals things for free, basically. Oblivion Ring, very good. There's a good reanimation spell here as well in Unburial Rites. I think I'm wanting to go either the Splinter Twin or Unburial Rites route here. Sort of commit to a reanimation strategy or a win the game with Splinter Twin strategy. Which do I want to do more? I mean, Wormcoil Engine's better with Unburial Rites, I guess. It's not the most exciting thing to reanimate, but Splinter Twin, Wormcoil Engine, obviously is still pretty good, but it's not quite the same. I think I'm going to take Splinter Twin, though. Let's see if we can make that happen. Okay. Well, this pack does not have any of the like Splinter Twin payoffs. It does have a Chandra Flamecaller, which is pretty strong. It's got a Caracas. Some nice lands. This is good if you're Storm, I'm guessing. It's kind of a stormy card. Lingering Souls is probably solid, but it's probably not great. Might just take Fyndhorn Elves, Mana Elf, try to ramp into stuff. Flamecaller nice, but it's not like the most powerful Planeswalker. You know, Buried Alive works well with Reanimation, so if we'd taken Reanimation, we'd think about it. But I think I'm just going to take a Fyndhorn Elves here and see what happens. Is that crazy? Maybe. Let me know in the comments. Like I said, these format, I'm just so overwhelmed by the sheer power in this format that it's like, I don't know. So Murderous Cut's good. Animate Dead's good. We've seen a lot of reanimation spells floating around. That's the second one we've seen. We've also passed at least one. Obviously Fiery Confluence pretty good. Still nothing that pairs with Splinter Twin here. I think I'm going to take Animate Dead. Maybe we can take some huge monsters to reanimate. Just see what happens. Ooh, I do like Vidalcan Shackles, but obviously you have to be mono blue to make that work. Declaration in Stone's just like a removal spell that just kills anything, and that's nice. This is another good reanimation spell, though. I think I'm going to take it. We've seen enough reanimation that I think that that's what I want to try to do. We don't really have anything great to reanimate. There's also Flame Tongue Kavu here, which I could think about taking, but I'm going to try to go for synergy here and see if we can build reanimation. Sphinx's Revelation, Kitchen Sphinx Wastelands. So Gaia's Cradle, speaking of ramping, I think I'd probably take that. I mean, we can be a ramp deck that also, you know, can ramp into things or reanimate things, I think, potentially. And Gaia's Cradle is very strong, and I think that's what I'll take here. Produces a lot of mana, or none, you know, one or the other. So Garlic Primal Hunter, here's Iona, rather. So if we're wanting to reanimate things, she's not a bad thing to reanimate. Here's a good card if you're in the aggro deck. Here's a good little bounce spell, Vampire Nighthawk. I think I'm going to take Iona. We have 2 ways of animating the dead. We don't have any ways of milling or discarding yet, but I think we'll get them. So let's take Iona. I think I'm going to take Rakdos Signet here. This also reanimates things, by the way. So it's kind of worth thinking about. No discard outlets here. Obviously, Armageddon, you know, Brimaz are really good. I think I'm going to take the Signet, though. It gives us some more ramping. I do like Wall of Blossoms, but Signet it is. It's a pretty late Signet, I feel like. Once again, certainly not an expert on this format. All right, so I think I was right on my instinct about Liliana. However, since we're a reanimation deck, I think we actually want this Liliana. She can help us discard cards while also going after the opponent's hand. So I think we take Liliana of the Veil here. We could also think about Avenger of Zendikar. It's another good thing to reanimate. So would we rather have another good thing to reanimate and or ramp into, or would we rather have something that helps us discard? I'm going to take the discard. We already have 2 good things to reanimate. It feels like Splinter Twin's not going to happen. It's worth keeping in mind that we have it if we see Restoration Angel or something like that. Okay, Elves of Deep Shadow. There's another ramp spell for us. Den Protector is, of course, nice. This is a multi-land. I think I'm just going to take the Mana Elf here, though. I could take Removal, I guess. And maybe I should. Kind of feels like we... Yeah. I don't feel like we're actually a white deck, although fixing's pretty easy to come by in this format. So yeah, I'll take the Elf. Chandra... Razaketh, you know, that's not a bad thing to reanimate. I think I'm going to take it. Sure. So we have 2 reanimation spells. We'd like a few more of those, and we'd like ways to discard cards. And we wouldn't mind some better things to reanimate. Obviously, these 2 guys are good, but like, Corpse Dance only brings a creature back for a turn. So it's not exactly like permanent reanimation. Animate Dead more or less is. I think I'll take Pernicious Deed here. We can use that to nuke the board if we have to. And black-green do seem to be what we're doing the most of. So, and this even has buyback, which is kind of crazy. Too bad it exiles the card it brings back, but still. It's also, you know, this is an example of in Magic where they used to actually matter, like the order of cards in your graveyard. I will take... Yeah, I'm going to take Declaration in Stone. I feel like Mono Blue is probably pretty good if you can get Vidalcan Shackles that late. We'll take a Kitchen Sphinx. And a Reckless Bushwhacker. Yeah. So, more ramping would be good. Discard outlets would be good. And more reanimation spells would be good. Hey, there's Time Twister. How about that? I don't think we want it, though. Just funnily enough. Another very good thing to reanimate in Inkwell Leviathan. In fact, it's one of the best things you can reanimate because it basically can't be killed. Putrid Imp is a discard outlet. Verdurous Gillar Hulk isn't bad. It'll pump all our little elves, although right now we only have 2 of those. Do I take another awesome reanimation thing or a discard outlet? I mean, we have Liliana already. Inkwell Leviathan is just like so much better than Razaketh. But having 1 discard outlet's just not enough. I definitely think Inkwell Leviathan's better. But I'm a little scared I won't end up with enough discard outlets. There's also a fast bond here, incidentally, if we just want to do something completely ridiculous. Fast Bond works no matter what strategy we end up in. Like, it can make us play, you know, Worm Coil Engine really early. I am going to take the discard outlet in the end. Let me know if I'm wrong. It's just the power. So much power. Smuggler's Copter. Toxic Deluge. Nice board sweeper. Another Signet. Primal Command. Hostage Takers. Not bad. Might just take another Signet here. Although obviously board wipe's pretty good. And these lands are pretty good because there's lots of dual lands running around. But I think I'm going to take a Signet here. Frost Titan. Ooh, here we go. We don't mind bringing him back just for a turn. The Annihilator 4 is enough, and if we can just cast him, which we might be able to sometimes. It's also another reanimation spell, though. Man, Makeshift Mannequin's good. Would I rather have Ulamog or Makeshift? I'm going to take Makeshift Mannequin. We've already got things to reanimate, and we've already got reanimation spells, but I think our things to reanimate are better than our current reanimation spells. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm taking Makeshift Mannequin. This could also help us ramp, but not super consistently. You know, obviously Through the Breach wouldn't be bad either, but let's take another reanimation card. Okay, Blightsteel Colossus, sure. And this is, I wouldn't mind having Shieldred, but obviously Blightsteel Colossus, reanimating that with Corpse Dance or whatever is just insane. So I think I'm gonna take it. Basically, all we need now are discard outlets, maybe some tutors like Dark Petition, because we have tons of we have good things to reanimate, and we have 3 reanimation spells, and that's pretty good. In fact, this probably lets me cut Razaketh. Although the thing about Razaketh is I can reanimate him and then search up another reanimation spell, which certainly isn't a bad thing. There's Tarmogoyf. Mystical Tutor. Okay, that can search us up. Makeshift Mannequin. That's not a bad thing. Hymn to Turok's not bad. We're definitely going to be a base black deck with our reanimation. No discard outlets here, though. There's a Xenagos, which is another chance to ramp. I don't know. I don't know if we're actually going to have enough creatures for Gaia's Cradle, much less Xenagos. Might just go for another Mana Elf. Yeah, let's take another Mana Elf. Let's do it over him. I guess I could target myself with him, but who knows what I discard, you know? Yeah, Dark Confidant would be so good in our deck. That's sarcasm. Gideon Ally of Zendikar, Oath of Druids. Interesting. That could be good for us. So we're not going to be playing a lot of creatures. So if we just play like turn 2 Oath and we cut most of our creatures that aren't these freaking guys, Oath of Druids is just going to let us put them into play for free. That's pretty good. So we could go after that. We could go after some fixing. I think we take Oath of Druids. It just goes, it supports our theme of play big stupid guys as quickly as possible pretty well. I am a pretty big fan of Necrotal. Siege Gang Commander too. It's like one of my favorite cards ever. Soulfire Grandmaster could potentially allow us to cast Makeshift Mannequin or whatever multiple times. We don't have enough artifacts to do like Blightsteel Colossus nonsense. I think I'm just going to take a Necrotal. It's not great to reanimate, but if you have to, it kills something. So, could be worse. Vindicate. Here's another good thing to reanimate. Ooh. I wish we had more ways to mill. We still need more ways to discard cards. That's like our biggest issue. For sure. So... Rishadan Port, Reclamation Sage, does blow things up. Vindicate, blows up anything, but our fixing is not good. We're mostly a green-black deck. I think I'm going to take the Sage. Okay, now we can take some lands that can help us out a little bit. We could take an Overgrown Tomb. Raging Ravine's not bad. Temple Garden. Those are the lands in this pack. I've listed them for you. I guess I'm going to take an Overgrown Tomb. Yeah. Well, let's take Temple Garden. It makes it easier for us to splash like Declaration in Stone and maybe hard cast Iona. Seems unlikely, but more likely than other things. Primal Command, so this helps us tutor, but there's also a Board Sweeper. And I kind of feel like we're going to like those. We already have a Pernicious Deed, though, so maybe we should just take another card that lets us find what we need, whether it's a discard outlet or whatever. Yeah, okay. Primal Command it is. Well, Ulamog came back. Yeah, there's also Garrick Relentless, who can just sort of protect us early. There's also Deathrite Shaman. I think I'm going to take the Shaman. Hope my opponent's playing sack lands. Sheoldred came back. Regrowth might not be bad with our... Yeah, let's take Regrowth. We just have so many things that we want to reanimate already. Okay, we can think about Xenagos. We can think about Maelstrom Pulse. I think I'd rather have it than Pelucranos. Nobody's artifacting, I guess. Because obviously, like, Kuldalfa Forge Master is awesome with a Blightsteel Claw. Ooh, Time Walk. Time Walk and Demonic Tutor. Man. Not to mention Raphaelos. I don't know why some of my art isn't loading. It's kind of obnoxious, though, huh? Zealous Conscripts plus Splinter Twin does equal we win, but... no discard outlets in this pack. Just good cards. So this is a part of the Power 9, but our mana is pretty bad. I may not have prioritized mana as much as I should, so I don't really... Passing Time Walk hurts, but I think Demonic Tutor goes well in our deck anyway because it can help us find a reanimation spell after we throw one of these guys in the bin. So, I think... Would I rather just have Raphaelos, though, who can help me ramp into this crazy stuff? Let's just take Raphaelos. Is that wrong? Maybe. Raphaelos it is. Eureka. Well, that's pretty good for us, too. Lets us just put something into play. Lets our opponent do the same. So we have to be hoping they don't have something that can trump any of these guys. So there's that. And that's kind of nice because it doesn't make us have to have a discard outlet. There's a Living Death, which would be a fun way to reanimate like everything. Heartbeat of Spring helps us ramp. Bloodbraid Elf's always fun. There's an Ancient Tomb. I think I'm going to take Eureka, though. Kind of not feeling great about the number of discard outlets we have to make things happen. And Eureka helps mitigate against that. Okay. Pack Rat is a discard outlet. What do you do? Some things. Mishra's Workshop. Should have been in an artifact deck. I'm going to take Pack Rat. It's a discard outlet. So that's why I'm taking it. Ooh, here we go. Exhume. Not a discard outlet, but another way to reanimate things. Shriekmaw is nice. But I think I'm going to take an Exhume. God, I still need more ways to discard cards, though. I can play Lion's Eye Diamond. That'd be good if we had more dredgy things going on, but we don't. I mean, it would work in like Makeshift Mannequin. We could cast it and then activate. But let's just take Exhume. What the hell? This deck might just be a pile if we don't end up with enough ways. Here we go. I think that's what we want here. Entomb, it lets us throw one of these guys from our deck into our graveyard. Signets aren't bad, but... Necropotence. Kitesail Freebooter. You're already in cube, huh? So Faithless Looting is a nice way to discard cards. Do we have any reason to want Lumbering Falls? I don't really think we do. Oh, we do want Survival of the Fittest, though. Yeah, that's a discard outlet that lets us search up other creatures. Yeah, glad I saw that. So I think our deck's actually, I mean, there's definitely some cutting that's going to need to be done, but I think our deck actually is sort of coming together here late with the help of discard outlets. Control Magic's always good. Phyrexian Revoker, Banisher Priest. I can't really play any of these things. I could probably play Nissa Worldwaker. Wouldn't mind reanimating Dragonlord. Oh, yeah, let's just shake another huge creature. Sure. Sure. So, got some mana elves. Question is Oath of Druids going to be good in our deck? That's another card that makes it so we don't have to have discard outlets. I think if we play Oath, we basically want to cut all of our creatures that aren't mana elves. So like, well, or discard outlets, but random creatures like Kitchen Finks, Reclamation Sage, maybe even Necrotal, fall by the wayside. Shardless Agent, Primeval Titan. It's a nice thing to ramp into, who can then help me ramp into other things. You know, you can get me like Gaia's Cradle. The Abyss. Yeah. I'll take Primeval Titan. I have so many big creatures, I don't even know what to do with them. If I play mono red deck, I'm going to get run over hard. I can tell you that. I'll take a Beast Within. Heartbeat of Spring again. Razor Verge Thicket. That does help us splash our Declaration if we want to, once again. Also a Brain Maggot, which isn't bad. Disruption, but let's take a land. We don't have a lot of them. Man, nobody's an artifact. I didn't see like Tezzeret, but also wasn't really looking for him, I guess. Sure, Stomping Ground, sure. Tolarian Academy and Lion's Eye Diamond came back. I think I'm taking Lion's Eye Diamond. Don't know that I play it. Ooh. I think we play that. Didn't see it the first time around. That gives us another way of cheating things into play. Do I have too many ways to try to cheat things into play? I don't know. But that's what we want to do. We need a bunch of mana to do it. But we have Raphaelos and Gaia's Cradle, so that's, you know, it's a good start. So now we're not as desperate for discard outlets. I am a little worried, honestly, that like I'll have like 2 reanimation spells in my hand and nothing to reanimate. But this deck looks like fun. Looks like we're gonna do some silly things. Yeah, Eureka's a little dangerous unless we're like if we're playing Dragonlord Atarka. Most of these creatures, if we're playing them, are going to be better than what our opponent can do, unless they're also a cheap big stuff into play kind of deck. I wish I'd taken that Through the Breach now, because we're splashing. We could splash red if we wanted to. So I don't know that we can really run Deathrite Shaman. It's not going to be able to produce mana for us frequently enough, I don't think. Stick these things up there. I think Board Sweeper is probably a good idea. Is Xenagos a good idea? These are mana elves. This is a discard outlet. This is a way to get reanimated things we want to reanimate into our graveyard. These reanimate things. This is a discard outlet. This lets us cheat things into play. Maybe we don't need regrowth anymore. I think our deck has enough consistency. Signets are fine. Is Corpse Dance actually worth it? I mean, with like Dragonlord Atarka, Blightsteel Colossus, and Primeval Titan, it's definitely worth it. With my other creatures, not as much. It's not terrible with like Necrotal, though, honestly. I don't think we run Lion's Eye Diamond, sadly. We just don't have like a way to combo off all crazy with it. I think we keep like Pernicious Deed as a board sweeper, because in the early game, if things are getting really, really away from us, that's like one of our few ways to protect ourselves. So I like the idea of Razaketh, mostly because if I reanimate him, I can then pay 2 life and grab another reanimation spell or Entomb. But maybe that's not enough, huh? I mean, Iona, Blightsteel Colossus, Dragonlord Atarka, these 2 guys are definitely better. Maybe we just cut Necrotol. I kind of feel like we want ramp, we want discard outlets, and we want ways to cheat things into play, and that's all we want. So, so I think maybe we cut Necrotol. I mean, do we cut removal? Oath of Druids has a problem where if my opponent has more creatures than I do, they get to abuse it, but like, it's really not that hard. Let me read this again real quick. I'm pretty sure it works how I think it does. It's been a while since I've had to deal with Oath of Druids. Yeah, so if my opponent has more creatures in play than I do, I get to search my library for whatever I want and put it into play, because that makes sense. It's not busted. So yeah, I think we want to leave that in. It's not impossible for our opponent to just like play a 1-drop, us to play Oath of Druids, and then on our next turn to just grab one of our very difficult to beat creatures. So Declaration in Stone's probably out of here. East Within's probably out of here. I mean, we are losing lots of interaction, but I think it's in exchange for power and consistency, I hope. Yeah, do we want Xenagos? Got to run 17 lands in this deck, I think. I mean, maybe not. Can we get away with less? There's going to be games, hopefully, where we're just like turn 1 Putrid Imp, discard Iona, turn 2 Exhume. Like, that's what we want to be doing here. So Eureka is kind of a question mark. Like, these other cards like Oath of Druids does stuff for us no matter what. Like, we don't have to have the other thing in our hand. Eureka asks us to have the other thing in our hand, and it lets our opponent put something into play too. So maybe, you know, because we have Corpse Dance, Makeshift Mannequin, Animate Dead, Oath of Druids, that's probably enough, right? I mean, I think Eureka is probably the weakest of those. Maybe Corpse Dance is just because it cares what order cards are in your graveyard. But, yeah, I think I'll cut Eureka. Do we cut Primal Command? It tutors. It does it very slowly. Yeah, I think we cut it. And that brings us to one thing. So, are we going to have enough creatures for Gaia's Cradle? It's kind of the downside of Gaia's Cradle plus Oath of Druids is we don't want to be running that many creatures. But I think we still, you know, even if we just have a couple mana elves in play, I think it's probably still worth it. I could be wrong. I don't think we cut any of this stuff. Can we just get away with 16 lands, you think? I mean, we're not actually going to cast any of this, and we have lots of mana dorks. Let's just run 16. What the hell? And we can run all of these because I guess there's not a huge reason to be playing Razor Verge Thicket. The only white card we have is Iona, and it's not going to produce triple white, so it's mostly just a downgraded forest for our deck, so I guess I'll cut it. But the other lands, you know, we can cast Xenagos or Dragonlord Atarka. Oh, I guess Temple Garden's in the same boat, isn't it? Yep, I guess we don't run it either. So we've got 11 creatures, but it's worth noting that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are like things we're going to be reanimating or ramping into mostly. But I think this is fine. I don't really plan on running any mountains. I think we just run forests and swamps. Yeah. So that gives us 8 forests. That's a lot for Rofellos. Okay, well, I think this is my deck. I feel like it's going to be able to do some things. Maybe Xenagos is questionable. I don't know. But, yeah, like, you know, we're definitely going to have really busted games, too, where We have multiple turn 1 plays. Like if we play on Tomb on turn 1, and then either Animate Dead or Exhume, or Putrid Imp on turn 1 and have one of these, and then either Animate Dead or Exhume, we're in pretty great shape. And we have other ways to set up getting ridiculous cards into play too. So I think I feel good about it. So I'll see you guys in the first match. So I actually realized a couple things. I did the draft like 2 days ago, and I'm going to record all the matches today. And I took another look at my deck just to be like, you know, maybe I should remember what's in my deck. And I do, but I also had a few mistakes in it. This will be instantaneous for you. Some of you probably were yelling at the screen. First of all, I had planes in the deck. Don't want them at all. Second of all, I can't actually reanimate Blightsteel Colossus. I was so fixated on that. I can put it into play with Tooth and Nail, and I can put it into play with Oath of Druids. I can also use Eureka to put into play, so that's another thing I did. I took out Xenagos and put in Eureka. We have enough strong cards that I think Eureka will be good. We'll see what happens. Like I said, not an expert on this format, but my deck doesn't have things in it now that mainly the planes were really bad, and they're gone now. So see how the deck does, and I'll see you guys in the first match. All right, so this is a hand that's just short of a reanimation spell from being ridiculous, because we could just go Entomb, bring back Dragon Lord Atarka. I think I still keep it. I mean, I do still have Pack Rat. Pack Rat can just win games, although I guess it's probably going to do that a little less regularly in Limited than it does in other formats. But should I Entomb something on turn 1? That's the question. Okay, so opponent Noble Hierarching, so they're going to try to be ramping at least a little bit. I'm not going to Entomb. Mostly because I'm afraid, I mean, it's an instant, I can use it later, but I'm afraid of potential graveyard hate, you know, so. Okay, Lotus Cobra, opponent really trying to ramp here. It's not good news for us, I don't think. Wall of Blossoms, okay. Ooh, that's not too bad. I'm gonna play Pack Rat. Though I get more excited about her than I should in Limited. She's still a pretty good card, you know. I would trade Pack Rat for Lotus Cobra like in a heartbeat if my opponent attacked with it, since I already have a way of getting things into my graveyard to reanimate. But yeah, our opponent's making ridiculous amounts of mana, and we're not. And that's not really where you want to be in this format. You want to be doing crazy things early, and we're not doing them. So maybe I should have mulliganed more aggressively until I have like Entomb plus Exhume, plus it rhymes, so that has to be good, right? But yeah, see what the opponent does. Maybe they'll just play Eureka, and we can just be like, sweet, Dragon Lord Atarka, kill all your dudes. Well, I guess I wouldn't kill that. I'd kill these. So I think next turn I just play Liliana. I mean, it'll depend on what our opponent has going on. I could think about leaving mana up for Pack Rat. But at this point, I don't think that's my plan. So yeah, they have like 1,000,000 mana over there. Also known as 6, but you know, that's a lot. Okay, great. Yeah. They got Ancient Tomb. Their deck is definitely a ramp deck. What can we do to win? Well, I think... Oh, hey, Fast Bond. That's fun. Their ramp deck is definitely good. So do I trade? Oh, no, I can't. Exalted. Great. Well, those are Elves of Deep Shadow, but that doesn't really seem like what we want now. I'm going to play Liliana. I think she's mostly just going to become a target for creatures to attack. But let's make them discard a card, I think, because we're going to just discard Dragon Lord Atarka because we're not going to cast him anyway. It's waiting on my opponent. Okay. So in case they have something else scary to ramp into, I think making them discard a card. Yeah, they have Channel too. God, their deck is good. How does that happen? Channel Fast Bond, Primeval Titan. It's not good. Not good for us. Yeah, now they're going to cheat something into play using Natural Order, which is a card we could have used. Oh, it only lets you do green creatures at least. But yeah, I mean, Avenger of Zendikar, yeah, so. We do have Pernicious Deed, but we're definitely in trouble. We've been in trouble since like turn 2 when our opponent played a Lotus Cobra. We're going to get Raffle Stomped here, I think. I can block this Lotus Cobra now, though, and it's not exalted. So I think I do. Yeah, I mean, we're just dead next turn because of all the crazy our opponent's doing. If we draw Exhume, that doesn't even really save us. We don't have a creature that just like wipes the board or anything. Who's attacking Liliana though? Actually, that actually matters. That buys us some time. Yeah. So Liliana's dead, and we're actually not going to take any damage this turn. I'm just going to kill this Lotus Cobra. You know, it's not like my opponent doesn't already have enough mana, but. And yeah, we're dead. So no reason to show them anything else. I mean, I think they assume that we're a reanimation deck based on the Dragon Lord Atarka, but either way. Yeah, that didn't go very well, huh? Do we want Beast Within? Maelstrom Pulse. Does kill all those tokens. Does kill, I mean, I think having a way to kill Primeval Titan would be nice, or any of their other huge scary things. And maybe we cut Eureka, because our opponent also has huge scary things. Yeah, so sure, let's do that. See how that does. I would like to play first. Wow. Well, we're going to mulligan this time. Okay, this one's better. We don't have any way to reanimate things or anything to reanimate, but we have some ramp, and we have Liliana. And Liliana on the play is pretty. We're going to be able to play her on. No, we're not. Can't play her on turn 2 because she's double black. Do I want Rakdos Signet? I don't really think I do. I want to get reanimating here. More mana doesn't hurt, but yeah, we'll just put that on the bottom. Come on, I just want to get a nut hand at least once. That's all I'm asking. All right, so Fyndhorn Elves. Noble Hierarch. Yeah, well, who wins in a fight? That's what really matters here. So yeah, we're going to attack with the Elves because ramping doesn't really matter for us right now. Boom. We're going to play Pack Rat again. So if we can Liliana in -2 like as early as possible. Oh, good. Fast Bond. Oh. Good. Vintage Q, man. True Name Nemesis. Well, at least that doesn't kill us incredibly quickly. And we can actually, if we can get rid of this Noble Hierarch, we can actually kill it with Liliana. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. But we could. Ooh, yeah. That's what I want to see. Okay, so is it even worth playing Liliana? She's just going to die. We can't get rid of the last card in our opponent's hand, I guess. And that's worth it. She actually can't die immediately to True Name Nemesis anyway. So there's that. I'm going to discard a Swamp. Opponent discards Green Sun Zenith. I'm not upset that that's what we got rid of. And we're going to end our turn. Opponent is out of gas. So if we can just find one of our crazy things to do to just win the game, basically, we'll be pretty happy. But, oh, no, he can kill Liliana Exalted. Well, that's fine. Kind of assumed that's what would happen to her. We could just Pack Rat. I mean, that's like our plan B here. Okay, I could play Rofellos, who ramps me a bit. But I think I actually just want to leave up mana for Pack Rat and just start doing that nonsense. I'm going to attack with Findhorn Elves. Because, yeah, sure, they can hit us with True Name Nemesis, but if we just start making Pack Rat tokens, our opponent is in some trouble. I might just discard Rofellos. Probably the Swamp first, though, I guess. Llanowar Elves. That's going to attack me for 4. We go to 15. But we're going to discard this Swamp. Make a Pack Rat copy. Damn. Well, how do I make it so all my creatures are dead? I mean, I think I have to attack, basically, if I want that to happen. We just need our opponent to have more creatures than us on our next upkeep. And I think we can probably arrange that. Maybe. No, they're just going to take it. Hands empty. Well, I think I'm going to discard Oath of Druids here, which seems insane, right? But I think we're going to do it because Pack Rat's like our most likely path to victory now. If our opponent's not willing to block, we got to just try to win with Pack Rat. So we're going to discard the Oath. Should I have discarded Rofellos first? Maybe, because things could happen. Okay, we just won with Pack Rat there. So we haven't yet won the way we want to. But we did win, and that matters. Yeah, I don't think we change anything. Pack Rat is an insane card if you can't kill it. That is for sure. What is up with this? Just give me the cards I want in my opening hand, okay? I'm gonna mulligan this. Mulligan that one. Okay, I guess we're keeping this one. And we could use a Swamp, sure. Well, we're not off to a great start here. Should have just kept that. He always has his Noble Hierarch. Makes me sad. Okay. Guess I should have played the Swamp, but I will next turn. Noble Hierarch's just going to get in there. So we have the Reanimation spell this time, and we even have discard outlets, but we don't have a creature to reanimate. That's what we need here. It's what we're short of. Well, there's Pack Rat again. I mean, our opponent's probably just going to outramp us, but what are you going to do? Play Pack Rat is the answer. It's not like we only have a few reanimation spells in this deck, you know? So yeah, we're going to take 2 here. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. All right, so we're just going to end our turn. Our plan is to discard Iona with Pack Rat and hope we draw a land for Makeshift Mannequin. We can actually do it at instant speed and bring back Iona. So that's our plan. I think just doing the Pack Rat thing is probably better than playing Survival of the Fittest and discarding Iona, because in this case I increase my board presence as well. Sure, I could find another creature with Survival of the Fittest, but who needs to, you know? We really need that land. They're going to play something scary here. Avenger of Zendikar. Might be too late. I know, Green Sun Zenith for 6. That is not quite Avenger of Zendikar. Oh yeah, it's Primeval Titan though. The joy that I feel. So yeah, we're going to play Iona, and we're going to name green, I think. I wish we could have done it a turn earlier, but... And we still don't know if we're going to be able to do it this turn. We have to draw a land for it to happen. It does happen. And we can actually do it at instant speed. I feel like just doing it now is better, if only because I can name green now and keep my opponent from doing things. So I'm just going to do it now. We're going to makeshift mannequin our friend Iona here. Naming green. She's bigger than Primetime too, so... And we're going to end her turn. Although, with Noble Hierarch in play, she's not actually bigger. So that's worth keeping in mind. In combat, she won't be bigger. You're going to play something blue? Oh, man. Ugin. Yep. Makeshift mannequin has the downside of just making things die if it becomes targeted. So I think we just lose now. We lost our plan there did not work. We can go back to a pack rat plan, but it's not going to be that effective. So we're just going to take 7. Well, Kai's Cradle, huh? So I think we play... Kai's Cradle does work kind of well with Pack Rat. It's kind of a funny combo. I don't really want to play Liliana because I want to be able to make Pack Rat stuff happen. So I think we just end our turn. Planning on discarding both of these. Yeah, he's gonna -2 though. Yeah, so we're pretty much dead. But let's make him do it, you know. So we got to reanimate one of our creatures in one game, but we didn't win that game. We did win a game, but it was with Pack Rat. So we'll see how we do in the next matches. Ugin. Yeah, just do minus whatever, and I'm screwed. So I'm assuming, I mean, if you just kill, that'll kill his guys too, but Primeval Titan will just kill me. It'll just take over the game. Although, if he never plays another creature, we can then play Liliana and kill Primeval Titan, but Ugin's going to kill us eventually. So, you know, we would just be delaying the inevitable most likely. Okay, interesting. I'm just going to do this now then. Discard Survival of the Fittest. I guess it didn't really matter that I did it when I did because the other copies of Pack Rat can also do it. So I could double block Primeval Titan here, but I don't think it's worth it. Oh, double blocking isn't even enough, again, because of Exalted, which I keep forgetting about. And Ugin just kills us next turn, but, you know, let's see. Let's see what we draw, at least. Exhume would be pretty good, but it still wouldn't be good enough. Any reanimation spell would be pretty good, but not good enough. Of course, he had Ugin. Oh, yeah. We're dead. He's going to blow up our lands. So, all right. Well, we didn't win the first one. We'll see if we can do a little better in the next match. All right. So we're going into our second match. I think this is a keep. We can Pernicious Deed when things get ugly, and we can sort of ramp into Dragon Lord Atarka, I guess. So, see if we can do that. I'm going to play Mana Elf and just traverse the Ulvenwald. That means you're getting a basic land. Mountain, okay. Well, we're going to play our Stomping Ground tapped. Gosh. Well, now all we have to do is draw Eureka. We can do that, right? Turn 3, could turn 3 Eureka. Play Blightsteel Colossus. Doesn't seem too bad. Selesnya Signet, okay. Oh, we did draw Eureka. Well, opponent looks like a ramp deck, so they probably have something worth playing, but is it better than Blightsteel Colossus? I find that hard to believe if that's the case. Okay, Wall of Blossoms, sure. I'm going to give you a free permanent from your hand. It's probably going to be Oblivion Ring, you know, and just Blightsteel, kill my Blightsteel right there. Okay. So, we could also play Dragon Lord Atarka, of course, but I think we're probably just going to hard cast him later. Her later. I feel like people got onto me for not having her gender right when I was playing that format. I'm not good at actually looking at the art and figuring out the gender of creatures. But anyway, Eureka. Blightsteel Colossus. Your turn. So we got to do one of the busted things our deck can do. The question is, can our opponent do something more busted? Avenger of Zendikar. No, I don't think that's more busted. Nope. I mean, they just have to block Blightsteel Colossus forever. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not terribly far away from Dragon Lord Atarka. Oh, we get to do it as many times as we want, don't we? How about that? Why? I probably should read cards, huh? Yavi Maya Elder. I mean, I can play my Pernicious Deed for free and then use it later to blow up. I can also play Gaia's Cradle later. Very soon, actually, not that much later. Deranged Hermit. Yeah, so Pernicious Deed's going to be pretty good. Because we can blow up all the tokens. We can't blow up Avenger of Zendikar. So I think we probably just kill him. With Dragon Lord Atarka's ability. I'm about to draw an Elvish Mystic. I think we can hold off on using Deed, by the way, because we can just use it to kill everything except our 2 creatures next turn. So our opponent gets those squirrels. Do we have to use it now? Maybe we do. Because I could use it now for 2, which would blow up his Signet, all of these squirrels. But it's not. Can the squirrels kill me? That's the question. I think we survive a swing. He has to pay this echo cost too. So, and he can't. So these squirrels are all going to get smaller. Yeah, I say we wait a turn. Bye-bye, squirrels. So yeah, then we can Pernicious Deed, blow up all of his creatures, and just kill him with Blightsteel Colossus. I think that'll work out. Most likely. Yeah. Yeah, opponent quits. All right, we won the way we wanted to. I did not, however, realize we get to just Eureka forever. That's not terrible, but it is a little scary. I think we still hold on to it, you know, because we can end up in situations where, I mean, like Dragon Lord Atarka plus Iona or whatever is pretty nuts. There are definitely situations where it's just going to be terrible, though, too. But hell, it won us a game there, and that's how, you know, knee-jerk reaction. It's just going to win us more games. So that's my plan. Okay, well, this is not a great hand. We can play Tooth and Nail Entwined on turn 1 million, you know, that's great. Now we're gonna mulligan. Ooh. We have our Eureka plan again. We also have Entomb. We're gonna keep this. I think we do need that land. Deathrite Shaman. That's not good for us. You can exile creature cards from my graveyard. So we definitely do not want to be playing Entomb right this second. So we won't. We're 1 land away from going Eureka, Primeval Titan, Blightsteel Colossus. Which again seems unlikely our opponent can do something better than that. I mean, there's Avenger of Zendikar, like we saw in the last game, but still seems pretty unlikely. So if they have a fetch land, they can ramp to 3 here. They don't. They just have a Gaia's Cradle, no big deal. Scavenging Ooze. Did you cite in all these things? Like a terrible person to hate on my graveyard? It's not fair. It is smart to do that in this format, though, because reanimation decks are obviously one of the more common things you can do. Okay, so we can Eureka on turn 4, which is a little later than we got to do it last time. But that's okay. We didn't have a mana elf this time. My turn, but yeah, our opponent really hating on a reanimation strategy, which is not good for us, obviously. That's why we have to try to steal another win with Eureka here. So they have 3 mana right now. Lotus Cobra. This looks like our first match now. Play a land. Yeah, they're gonna ramp pretty hard, obviously. Okay, that's not good either. Bash for 3, yeah. Oh, we didn't have a mana elf last time either, did we? We didn't. I mean, we had a Signet, which is what we have now, which will allow us to do it. No, I would have had to play it on turn 2. So we're going to be doing it at the same time. Okay, so I don't know. Eureka might be too slow this time. I mean, we do still have Blightsteel Colossus, who obviously cannot be stopped, and our opponent has to block like crazy. So we have that going for us, but our opponent also has an incredible amount of mana over there. So that's not good. Not good at all. God, I wish I'd like had black mana and was just going to draw a reanimation spell, although the only thing we can reanimate right now is Primeval Titan, which isn't the most exciting. All right, so I think we go for this. We don't really have any other choice, right? So, yeah. Let's just try Eureka again. Blightsteel again. Ooh, they don't have anything. Primeval Titan. Doesn't look like they have anything. Yeah, Eureka won us both those games. We were complaining about not getting that nut draw in the first one, and we got in our first match, and we got him in this match. Just Eureka plus Blightsteel is ugly. So, all right, on to our third match, which we can hopefully also win. All right, we're going to our third and final match in a Vintage Cube draft. This time we actually have a ramp hand, which we haven't seen yet, so that's interesting. We can probably ramp into Primeval Titan and Entwine Tooth and Nail unless our opponent's a really, really fast deck. So we're going to play Findhorn Elves here. Then next turn we'll play Tree Speaker and Signet. We just have Gaia, and then we have Gaia's Cradle ready to roll. So, so yeah, I'm gonna play this Tree Speaker. Well, actually, we're gonna play Rakdos Signet, and then we're gonna play Tree Speaker. End our turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we have enough mana for Primeval Titan like right away. Caracas. We don't have a lot of legendaries in our deck. Do we have any? Oh, Iona, I guess. Iona can be bounced by that, so if we Tooth and Nail, that's something to keep in mind. Well, hey. Our good buddy Blightsteel Colossus is back. Okay, so this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not going to level up our guy, though it would be kind of nice. But we'll have plenty of mana to do that later. Force Spike, or Mana Tithe, I guess is what the white one's called. Nope. So Primeval Titan it is. We will use his ability. Doesn't really matter, but sure, we'll get a non-basic land and a swamp. No, I would not like to pay 2 life. Thank you, though. Okay, so next turn, we can use Tooth and Nail. And sadly, we draw... Well, actually, we can just put him into play with Tooth and Nail. So it's not that sad. So let's see what our opponent does here. Oblivion Ring. Great. I'm glad you're using it on my Primeval Titan. That's all I have to say. We might not actually have the mana now to Tooth and Nail Entwined anyway this turn. Because I was sort of counting on 2 more mana. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that would be enough. Let's do this again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Okay then. We don't want Iona, sadly, even though she's one of the better things we can get. I guess Dragonlord Atarka or Wormcoil Engine's what we're looking at here. Actually, we can get both, and we're just going to play Blightsteel. So yeah, we'll get Dragonlord Atarka and Wormcoil Engine here. And then we're going to put... let's put Blightsteel Colossus into play and Wormcoil Engine. And let's attack for 1. Boom. All right, so what can my opponent do to stop this? Board Sweeper doesn't work. We have Dragonlord Atarka in our back pocket if things really go badly. Funny thing is, we haven't actually reanimated that much. We reanimated once, and we actually lost that game. We've cheated them into play with Eureka and Tooth and Nail in most cases. That's not really going to help. Especially because I can just burn this thing out of the way with Dragonlord Atarka. And just win now. Yeah. All right. Well, that hand was an insane one. Just, you know, looking at it, was like, well, we're going to be able to Tooth and Nail. So our opponent seems to be a white aggro deck. And I don't really have any plans that are good against that if our opponent really gets going. So let's just run it back out there. It does seem like Eureka is going to be really good. So this is a weird hand. We have a bunch of ramp, nothing to ramp into, and we have Oath of Druids. Our opponent is a creature-based deck, so I think maybe we just try to Oath. Just don't play anything. So let's keep this hand. I mean, I think they're a creature-based deck. We didn't actually see them play any. So for now, we don't have anything to ramp into anyway. Our plan is to just see if we can Oath. So, like, they play one creature and we're set for Oath. Okay, that's not a creature. We don't really want to show them we have Oath until we can create the right situation, though. So I'm going to play Rakdos Signet here. I guess Survival of the Fittest can fetch us something to ramp into, and if they don't play a creature here, that's probably what our plan becomes. Just Survival of the Fittest. Play creature. Play creature. Please? Well, that'll make a creature. I'll take it. All right. Then we're just going to play Oath of Druids and end our turn. So we should be able to just get Blightsteel Colossus. We do know our opponent has Oblivion Ring. So it might be better to get Iona. We know they have Caracas too, so they have an answer for both of those. Our opponent is monocolored though, so if I play Iona named White, they're pretty screwed, and they can't even play Oblivion Ring, but they can use Caracas on her still, so that matters. Oh, well, fine, take away my Oath. We're gonna have to ramp into something now. Okay, we take one. Okay. So I'm gonna play. Should I just play Pack Rat and leave mana up? That has succeeded for us before. That doesn't seem too bad. Let's do that. Yeah, that emblem is not something we want to be dealing with. That's not good. I think we should probably bring in our Reclamation Sage. I think. Whatever. The Artifact Enchantment Destroyer. Because blowing up Oblivion Ring, blowing up equipment is good. Skull Clamp. Oh, good. Draw 1,000,000 cards. That's not good. I think we're going to lose this one. Man. We could... I mean, if we draw something to ramp into, we're in a little bit better shape. Skull Clamp. Yeah, draw 2 cards. Well, there's Caracas, so any plan of Iona is again foiled. I'm going to draw 2 more cards, because they should. They have a factory of cards, of drawing cards. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to discard the Tree Speaker because I don't really feel like I have the time to just level it up. Okay. I think we just attack with both our Pack Rats at Elspeth. Okay. Should have played another land so I could threaten making 2 Pack Rat copies, but... Yeah, I think I discard a land here. Kill both of those, but they draw 2 more cards, so, you know. And we're going to end the turn. Yeah, I was going to say, worst case, they can pay 1 mana to draw a card. Best case, they can do something really gross, like play Elish freaking Norn. So this will keep my guys alive, but only just. And these guys are duds, but we can still pack rat like hell. So we're going to end our turn. We can make 2 more copies. Yeah, we definitely want to bring in Reclamation Sage. And so blowing up Oblivion Ring obviously would have just like won us the game on the spot. And blowing up Skull Clamp is also something we want to be doing. Okay, it's one of those. It's a cool new card from one of the commander sets. Or from Conspiracy, from one of those. Flicker Wisp. That's fun. So you can play Flicker Wisp and use the recruit. Oh, you could also just use it to exile one of my pack rats, in which case, I mean, I'm not completely dead, but I'm pretty close. Oh no, Flicker Wisp? Oh yeah. Flicker Wisp is a 3/1 who exiles things. I was like, is it Tallow Wisp? Because I was thinking it was converted mana cost too, but it's toughness. Pernicious Deed wouldn't be bad. That would definitely help us find our way. So they're like mono white super friends, I guess. Slash ramp into Elish Norn. Awesome. Gross thing is if I draw like Exhume or something, I don't even have anything useful to do with it yet. Okay, so we're gonna pack rat, and then we're gonna pack rat. We're just gonna take 10 though. You are cruel. Blightsteel Colossus. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're just gonna discard him. Probably should just go to game 3, save you guys some time, but crazy things can happen. They can. Yeah, Flicker Wisp. Obnoxious. Also already has flying. So yeah, we'll let it take away a pack rat. Ooh. Okay. That's not good. So they're all 2/2s, and I can't really block. Yeah, we're just gonna scoop. We done. Yeah, I think we bring in our creature that blows up artifacts and enchantments. Yeah, Reclamation Sage it is. Yeah. What do we cut? Pernicious Deed seems plenty good. Could just be the tree speaker. It seems so clunky. I mean, if we get a chance to level it up, obviously it's going to be awesome. Yeah, let's discard the tree. Discard. Take out the tree speaker for Reclamation Sage. Wow. We have a discard outlet. We have 2 reanimation spells, but we have nothing to reanimate. I'm gonna keep it mostly because Liliana on the play is pretty strong anywhere, and it's 1 good creature away from being an insane hand. So, wow. Let's draw all of our reanimation, which we haven't seen. We haven't seen Animate Dead or Exhume in our hand this entire game, I don't think, which is super insane. But I think that's the case. So if he plays a creature here, we play Liliana in -2. Wow. Okay. Well, he didn't. So we're gonna play Liliana, and we're gonna +1 instead. And so this can help us if we draw any random mana elf. This can help us reanimate it. The worst of my reanimation spells in my hand is definitely Makeshift Mannequin. There's also Gaia's Cradle, though, in a hand with 0 creatures. Yeah, let's discard Makeshift Mannequin. Ooh, are we just going to help them reanimate their Elesh Norn? God help us. I could just cast Exhume right now. We didn't see the reanimation you might expect at all. Expect given that he discarded that. It may just be that it's so expensive he was like, I can't really afford to hold on to it. That's what I'm hoping. Okay. Do I make each player discard again? I think I do. God. Do I really need this signet? I guess I need it more than I need Gaia's Cradle. Do we just not have enough reanimation targets, or have we been very unlucky? I'm not sure which it is. So we're going to play Simic Signet, and we're going to play Survival of the Fittest, so that if we do draw a creature, we can immediately discard it and then Animate Dead it. We definitely don't... I should be discarding Exhume, by the way. That would have been better, because we do not want to cast it with Elesh Norn in our opponent's graveyard. Gideon, okay. It's not the greatest news for us. Ooh, that's pretty good, though. Let's make our opponent discard. We're going to discard Exhume. We're going to play Oath of Druids, and they have to have an answer. The fact that they discarded Disenchant to me may make it very likely that they have Oblivion Ring in their hand too. If not, we get Blightsteel. Gideon is going to see to it that Liliana dies himself. I feel like, isn't that like a flavor fail? Aren't they both in the Gatewatch? Although Liliana's not at this point. Gideon is by this point. Okay, don't have Oblivion Ring, don't have Oblivion Ring, don't have Oblivion Ring. Don't have Oblivion Ring, you could still play it. Okay. That means we get to Oath. Ooh, it's random. Why don't I read cards? That's the real question I have. Yeah, it's basically random. Eventually we'll get something out of it, but we're not there yet. We just have to not hit one of our mana elves. We still have a couple of those left in our deck. We have like 4 cards that'll be great if we can hit them. Like Dragonlord Atarka would be really good here. Wormcoil Engine would be great. I think I'm just going to trade with this Knight token here. Because we're trying to stay alive. Well, we drew Wormcoil Engine. I'll take it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mana. Are we short on mana for Wormcoil Engine? I can use Survival of the Fittest, though. And then Animate Dead on Wormcoil Engine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I think that's what we have to do, basically. Is Dragonlord Atarka? Which of these do I want more right now? I guess Reclamation Sage is pretty good. I can play Primeval Titan in 1 more mana. I'm gonna get the Sage, I think. And then Animate Dead on Wormcoil Engine. Right. So if our opponent kind of has to stop attacking us, or we can keep triggering Oath of Druids. Oh, Swords to Plowshares. Don't even get the tokens. I see how it is. Yeah, we're in trouble. We're going to get like Putrid Imp off of this trigger. You know, we got to do busted things. I think that's basically your goal in this format. So, but yeah, we're gonna be doing some blocking here. I think we blocked the 5/5. Oh, good. That's what I wanted to see. All right, can we oath something that's worth getting into play and not die? That's pretty good. So, do I just outright kill her? since she can kill my Dragon Lord next turn. I feel like I'm still dead to lethal, but I guess I can also play Reclamation Sage. Yeah, we're going to do it all to her. And then we're going to play the Sage and blow up Skull Clamp. Might still be dead, but we'll see. Yeah, Emblem. Does the Emblem make us dead? No, Caracas. Oh, yeah, we're dead now. All right. Well, we had some fun for sure. I'll be doing more of these. Hopefully do a little bit better than I did in this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next draft video.